Welcome to FX Street. If you like what we're talking about, you'd like to be updated to the content we're producing on a regular basis, head on over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. You can follow Akash and I individually, Akash at Mangeko, Twitter, and myself at Just Analysis One. Taking a look here at Bitcoin, not much of a huge change. It's trading sideways here, stuck in a pretty tight range. Overall, it's structurally very bearish still on the daily chart. When you look at the weekly is the one that I think is the most important to pay attention to here because it's really close to Cinco Span B, which is the most powerful support level within the Ichimoku system. But as long as it's above that, things are still okay. But if it closes below it, where the Chiga Span's at, that would trigger an ideal bearish Ichimoku breakout. There's not been a lot of those in Bitcoin's history. The last one, if you even want to consider it, one was the COVID crash. That was more anomalous in nature than anything else. But the last time there was an ideal bearish Ichimoku breakout, with the exception of the COVID crash there, that was back in June of 2018. And then prior to that, it was back in you'd have to go back to September of 2014. So there has not been many in Bitcoin's history on the weekly chart where that has occurred. But it's stuck inside the cloud, and the cloud is the definition of volatility and indecision. It's a place where trading accounts go to die. I will say, though, that, yesterday there was like a 5% close higher, halted at that Tenkan Sen and Kijun Sen, and then we're down roughly 3.5%. But when you look ahead here, the cloud itself, and also there's a Kumo twist popping up. There's a combination. I'll just summarize it like this. There's a combination of very powerful time cycles that culminate here over the next 6 days, in conjunction with a lot of price level termination cycles as well. Regardless of the direction, which I believe is going to be higher, regardless of the direction, there is likely to be a major higher low established. Sorry, not higher low, a major explosive move coming up here. Given the time and the price level that it's at, I would anticipate that trend to be higher. But in the interim, definitely is positioned to see maybe like a flash crash of some sort that lasts a day or two before it has a broad recovery. Just a major shakeout to grab some stops, get some liquidity going. But otherwise, yeah, I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin and the overall altcoin market too. Downside risks, are most likely limited to below the 2022 lows, testing the July 2020 lows in that 29K zone. And then the upside potential is limited to that 47 to 48K zone. I'll pass it off to you, Akash. I'm not sure what you see.
Thank you, John. So to start off, I want to show you guys this chart, which spoke about in the last session. Not a lot has changed with this particular chart. I'm going to flip bullish if we get a weekly close above 52K. I'm going to flip bearish if we get a close below 35K. Right, the downside targets for me from a long-term perspective is 29.8K. This is me being conservative, and 25.3K, where I'm kind of being a little bearish. As for the upside, I want to see if we get a weekly close above 52K. I'm expecting the price to head back to 60K, where it's going to have a lot of trouble. Beyond that, it's obviously smooth sailing for Bitcoin. From a short-term perspective, right, so the last week's Monday's high was this and this wick over here, roughly 39.5K and 37.1K, right? We got a nice little pump up here, failed to test the breaker. We also failed to sweep the previous Monday's lows. So what I'm expecting now at least for me to go short-term long, is for the price to sweep Monday's low, previous Monday's lows. And if I'm lucky, probably get a fill of the FVG here, right? So if I am being conservative, I'll probably long Bitcoin here and book profits at the retest of this breaker, right? So this is my first, this is the trade I'm looking to take. But although I want to short here at this breaker, which is like a perfect setup, perfect bearish breaker setup, I am kind of hesitant because the last time this triple setup was formed here, I expected the price to move higher, retest the weekly supply zone before it actually moves lower, because that would kind of give it a little bit more oomph for the downswing, but that didn't happen. So for now, I'm looking to take this 16% upswing long. Hopefully the FOMC meeting will, until before that FOMC meeting, I'm hoping the price is going to sweep these lows present over here, which is 37.1K and 37.5K. So yeah, from a short-term perspective, I'm looking for the price to retest 42Ks again, but that is after a sweep of the Monday's lows. From a long-term perspective, nothing's really changed. So that pretty much sums up my analysis for Bitcoin.
Great. Thank you, Akash. And thank you everybody for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.